Good morning, everyone. This is Melody Reels here in Winterset, Iowa at the Iowa Quilt Museum, January 1st, 2026. Can you believe it? 2026. I should have done that one for New Year's, like a clock ticking. Anyway, good morning. I felt 2 weeks was too long to not have a video, so here we are on New Year's Day. The museum is closed today, but I'm here today to do a live with you, and we're going to go over a couple of quilts and talk about two fabulous quilters. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful and safe evening last night. I spent it as one does at my age, maybe. I'm a little bit of an introvert, so I was already in bed working and watching the TV at midnight. Anyway, New Year, right? So it's a new start for everyone. New Year, 2026, it is our 10-year anniversary this year. We are celebrating 10 years, and each month I'd like to do a little giveaway, a little something special this month for this following year. So this month we're doing a giveaway. This is our inaugural poster. This is our very first exhibit, 3 Centuries of Red and White. It even has the date on here. Where's the date? Oh, May through September 2020 or 2016 up here. It says inaugural exhibit. It even tells you here that the quilt, it's called Iowa Raised, designed by Tony Jacobson, quilted by Penny Barnes. So this, I have 25 of these to give away. Unframed. I just framed this one last night in one of these little frames, popped it in there. And it looks pretty sharp. So if you would like one of these, I have them in our shop right now for you to grab for free. There is a shipping charge. I think I would like to give you a little rebate on that, at least a half. So I'll figure that out. And then I have only a couple of these I found. Art Quilts of the Midwest. And this is from January 26th through April 30th, 2017. And this is Detailed of Color Foam by Gail Barr is the quilt that's on this poster. I only have a couple of these. This is also on that, on there as well. But these look sharp framed. They look really nice. I don't know when we stopped doing posters, but it's a lovely idea, and I have those to give away for our birthday anniversary, 10-year anniversary this year. We also have a special exhibit coming up this year, and I'll talk more about that when it gets closer to that time. Stitch-in is tomorrow, or next week, not today, but next week, Stitch-in. I hope you can make it. Come stitch in the museum. There's ladies that do needlepoint, quilting, sewing. I've had ladies come in and do crocheting and knitting as well. You get to sit amongst beautiful artworks. You get to sit amongst friends. They go out to lunch sometimes. It's just a nice little setting. If you're a member, it's free to do that. If you're not a member, it's only $5. Admission's $12, so it's only $5 to come and sit with the ladies or become a member. Yay! I love that idea. Also, tickets for the Iowa Quilt Festival will go on sale on the 10th. All right. It's 9:02. Look at me. Starting the new year early. Got all my notes taken care of. Tried to kick that out really fast. Okay, so let's flip you around and let's talk about, if you don't remember or you don't know, our exhibit is Rebound, Renew, Reimagine, Manhattan Quilters Guild Reemerge, and the Quilters, it's at the Quilters Guild is out of New York, and they do a little quilt challenge, a 40 by 40 quilt challenge, and this was their quilt challenge. It was how they handled being quarantined and COVID and coming out of that and how things have changed. And so everything in the exhibit starts with RE. So this one is Refocus, dimensions 40 by 40, pieced and quilted by Sandra Sider. I have information about Sandra Sider. Let's read a little bit about her. She does have a website, and I will post it to this, but it's sandrasider.com, is a New York-based contemporary quilt artist, curator, writer, educator whose works bridge quilts, photography, and art history. She has been working on cyanotypes, which I thought was relevant to this one because you can see the blue in here. Cyanotypes and photographic processes on fabric since 1980, and is widely recognized as a pioneer in photographic quilt making. From 2016 to 2023, she served as the editor of the Art Quilt Quarterly, and previously found the Studio Quilt production series, which documented her work in leading artists. And there's a couple more paragraphs that talks about her. But let's look at this quilt real quick, and I will post that again online so you can go see more of her work. Materials and construction techniques used: cyanotype, chemicals, cotton fabric, DMC cotton embroidery thread, dual duty thread, batting made of bamboo, silk, cotton, and tencel, T-E-N-C-E-L, or tencel, cyanotype sun printing of foliage and ribbon, machine piecing and embroidery as quilting, binding, stitched by hand to backing. So let's hear her quilt story. My recent studio work focuses on dialogues created by color juxtaposition, enlivened by photographic motifs and the texture effects of hand stitching. In this original design, referencing traditional quilt patterns, blues and yellow temper the hue of the central green triangles, subtly enhancing the original color, which can be seen on the borders. My cyanotype photograph of foliage, along with the vibrant jelly bean motif, impart a dynamic sense of movement. So, you know, being in the Midwest, this yellow and green makes me think of John Deere. And the blue is the sky, and the beans are the beans. And so anyway, I love to hear people's favorites, and this is my daughter's favorite. She has done some cyanotypes. I have done some cyanotypes, but not on fabric. Because if you don't know, I was a photographer at one time. So let's take you off and we'll take a closer look. I love her little stars kind of that she did as quilting here. Let's see what you could see here. Oh, let's take that off there. But these little, how sweet are those? And here's a closer look at our cyanotypes. These are so rich, so deep in color. Let's come up here to the middle. Very vibrant, really colorful. Let's look at the jelly bean fabric. You can see her piecing here. Getting all those points is just crazy. And there's her little, tying it to the back to quilt it together. Got your blues and your yellows in there. You even got some greens that kind of all pull it together. Again, this is Sandra Sider from the Manhattan Quilt Guild, and this is Refocus. Did I do that right? Is it Refocus? Okay, good. Yep. So I will post her website so you can see more of her work. And then we're going to go on a road trip. Hold on, everybody. Don't get sick. Backing up. Wait, which one did I do? That's not the one I wanted. Oh, I did this guy over here. Okay. Sorry, had to take a minute. I grabbed the wrong placard. We're doing this one. We're doing some really colorful ones to start the new year. And you're a little, you got a little crooked on me. There we go. This is a quilt by Paula Swett. Again, still a little crooked. Here we go. There we go. All right, let me grab our little placard here. This is Recollections, and let's read a little bit about Paula. Paula also, well, you can see more of Paula's work on Instagram, and I will tag that when I finish posting, when I'm done with this video. Paula is a fiber artist whose work is deeply personal and rooted in storytelling. She begins each piece with fabric she has dyed and surface designed herself, building layers of color, line, texture, and imagery. Her art draws your childhood memories, nature, journal pages, and photographs, creating visual narratives and explore themes in memory, loss, fragility, and strength. Okay, so this is Paula. This is Recollections, dimensions 40 by 40. Materials and construction techniques used: hand-dyed cotton and silk, machine pieced, and quilting. In creating this quilt, I recall a special color of language my mother, daughter, and I invented together. As the dappled fall light would flash by our car windows on autumn drives, we were struck by the awe-inspiring vividness of colors. We named leaves cinnamon, avocado, butterscotch, curry, to share a few. I treasure these memories, and they have forever changed the way I look, feel, think, and speak about these colors. Oh, that's lovely. I just really encourage people to stop and read the stories and just kind of take it in what they're conveying in their quilts. I don't know if you saw the post of the two ladies sitting. We do have chairs around the museum, and they moved them. You're free to move those chairs. They moved them and sat them in front of different pieces of, different sections of the museum, and really just took in the quilts. And I really, not only here, but do that at other museums as well, and really take in what the artist is trying to tell you. So it's a wonderful little story she shares about her mom and her daughter. Okay, so I'm gonna take you off, and let's look at some of this dyeing that she's done, because you can tell at first you're like, oh, okay, but then you see, oh, the different textures in her dyeing. And the different shapes and sizes. You've got long, narrow strips and some long, fat strips, and then you have some shorter strips. And the same idea, real narrow and real wide. Those vibrant oranges and greens. I love this one here. The blues and the greens together. This is interesting. She's got this little strip here and here. And she dyed the back fabric too. Kind of looks like a leaf about to change colors, like it's been on the ground, maybe got wet with rain. Ooh, look at that texture in there. The different fabric types she's used. Very colorful. Starting the new year with a lot of color, vibrant way to start 2026. Can you believe it? 2026. I'm still not used to the fact that we're in the year 2000s, right? We're in 2000. We've been in it for 26 years. All right, everybody. That's Recollection and Refocus. Sandra and Paula Swett. When I get off here, I'll be sure to tag them so you can go check out more of their beautiful art. All right, thanks everybody. Happy New Year again, and let's go. Let's take on this new year, and we'll see you next week.